Hi Eagles, I'm Lana Brueggemann.
And I'm Olive Parbines.
Coming up on this edition of SJE News, we get a first-hand look at the 4th graders' First Communion, our epic fall sports highlights.
Plus, the 5th graders help starving children around the world, and we have today's feature story, the do's and don'ts of the environment.
But first, a huge thank you to all who donated to support Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. We raised $1,700 for the Nick Foundation. Way to go, Eagles.
Hey Lana, did you hear that the 4th graders received their First Communion earlier this month?
I did hear that. This year's 4th grade communion group was so large that it had to be spread over 2 days with standing room only in our church. Our Eagle Eye reporter Morgan Carlson takes us inside for more.
A special moment for this year's 4th grade class, their First Communion, earlier this month. For SJE student Brian Tarchella, First Communion brought a lot of emotion.
On the day that I received Jesus, I felt kind of nervous and also happy that I was receiving him.
This year's class was so big that First Communion was split into multiple masses. Now that we know about their preparations, let's hear about their emotions during the First Communion. What do you think it will be like to receive Jesus for the first time?
I think it will be exciting to receive Jesus for the first time.
Well, first of all, I think that it was quite an honor to take part in something so important for 4th graders. And certainly it's super exciting. Their joy and their excitement makes me excited too. Yes.
Morgan Carlson, SJE News, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Morgan, for sharing that inside information about the fully packed First Communion.
From church culture to another important part of SJE, sports.
Dominating the fall roster this year, we have girls volleyball, cross country, and soccer. We have our Eagle Eye reporter, Max Pasaga, with our legendary fall sports highlights.
Hi, I am Max Pasaga, and it's been a very busy season for fall sports this year. Our cross country, soccer, and girls volleyball team have been practicing weekly and competing against schools in our area. However, as I learn, our students are not only learning how to play these sports, they're also building lifelong lessons that will help them later in life. I'm interviewing some people about the fall sports. Let's get on with it. I'm interviewing Cece about the volleyball sport. So Cece, what have you learned this season?
I've learned that it takes 3 hits to get it over the net. I thought you could just keep it going on your side, but you actually have to get it over in 3 bumps.
Yeah, I think that's a really nice thing to learn. So how have you been doing this season?
I think we've been doing good. We've only lost 1 game and beat St. Mike's.
Nice. That's a hard team. You heard it here. Thank you. Now it's time for soccer.
I'm interviewing Aiden Schrader on this year's soccer. So Aiden Schrader, being a goalie is a lot of pressure. How is it like?
It's a lot of fun knowing that you're the last line defense for the goal. It's up to you to stop the ball from going in.
Yeah, I completely agree. So what do you like most about your practices?
I like how competitive the scrimmages are. How competitive they are being with your friends.
Yeah. And then how is your team doing this year?
We've won all of our games by a decent amount of points, so it's going pretty well.
Now it's time for cross country.
Hi, I'm interviewing Beth Yock about the fall sports. So Beth, what's your favorite part about cross country?
My favorite part about cross country is having fun with the team.
Yeah.
I'm interviewing Michael Tooley about the cross country sport. So Michael, what do you like about the sport?
I like competing for a school and running against different teams.
Nice, I like that. So when you're tired, what do you do to get back the energy?
Run as fast as I can so I could finish quicker.
All right. Great job to all sports teams this season. It was great going out and seeing everyone work together and play as a team. Finally, a big thank you to all the coaches and volunteers who make doing this possible. Back to you at the studio.
All of us at SJE are super passionate about our sports. We are also passionate about helping the less fortunate.
The 5th graders took a trip to feed the starving children using their kind hearts and minds. They spent their day contributing to the less fortunate. Let's check it out.
Eagle Eye reporter Sylvie Purvines, and today I'm interviewing some people about the 5th grade's Feed My 7 children's field trip. Would you recommend this trip to the fifth graders next year?
Yes, it was super fun packing up the food and switching areas. My favorite was holding up the bag and the people putting in all the grams of food. We would put it in a box.
What food did you pack?
We packed soy. We packed veggies, nutrients, and vitamins.
What was the most important thing you took away from this field trip?
The most important thing that I think the kids took away from this field trip was being able to put our Catholic social teachings into action and to understand that they can, even at their young age, make a physical difference in the lives of kids who are less fortunate than themselves.
As a Catholic school teacher, what did this experience mean to you?
This experience is so important to me. That's why we do this field trip every year. And it just makes me really happy to be able to give the kids a concrete way to help others.
When you sit down for dinner tonight, how will you feel after you experience at Feed My Starving Children?
I will be so appreciative of the food that I have on the table for my family, and just feel so blessed that we have everything that we need and understand that there are people that don't have food to eat tonight.
All right, thank you very much. That was great. I feel like all of the kids really learned a lesson about giving. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Sophie, and a special thanks to our fifth graders for using their Catholic values to help people around the world.
I hear Pope Francis is adding to his 2015 document called the Laudato Si. Our reporter's Lila Hurry has more on how the document can impact your life.
On the feast day of St. Francis, which was October 4th, Pope Francis released an addition to his 2015 document on the importance of taking care of the environment, called Laudato Si. In honor of this, we made a short video highlighting the do's and don'ts of caring for God's creation.
We shouldn't pick leaves off of trees. Laudato no. Instead, we can plant them. Laudato Si. Don't use non-reusable plastic water bottles. Laudato no. As an alternative, use reusable ones. Laudato Si. That's not where that should go. Laudato no. It should go in the recycling. Laudato Si. We also shouldn't litter. Laudato no. We should instead pick it up. Laudato Si.
These may all be little things, but in the end, it can make a big impact on the environment. Even one piece of trash can make a big difference throughout the world. By taking care of the environment, we are bettering the future. Now it's up to you to make that first step.
Thank you, Lila. And Father Mileta wants us all to be more conscious about how we treat the environment on a daily basis, and even how we treat each other.
That's all for this week, and thanks for tuning in to this edition of SJE News.